All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the mill today. We have a special guest and a special episode for you. I have Jen came up to join me so we could show off the new apiary expansion. Get excited. So this is very much a more stuff and some replacements for other pieces. So what we've done is we've totally put all the new stuff on top of all the piles because there's a little bit of new seed cards, new tiles, there's some new dances, and we have new hive mats. So we are playing with two of the new hive mats. We'll kind of show them off a little bit more. And I'm playing with one of the adjusted factions, and Jen is playing with the brand new faction. You want to show that off, Jen?
Right here.
What does that one do?
So this is the Sidoni, and it's the first 4 frames you acquire. You get to activate 2 of the build bonuses on them. And so it's worth noting, too, that then part of what came with the expansion is frames now have new build bonuses instead of all of them being just 2 seed cards.
Yes. So what you'll kind of see when we go down the board, hopefully, is you'll see that there are 2 piles of frames. Thank you, Jen. Of frame piles. And so when you get a new frame, you get to choose between which one you want. And what we're kind of noticing is a lot of these new tiles and these new hives really are encouraging the frames. For instance, I have the gum, which you'll probably get a closer look on later, and it has the perfect spot for a fat frame tile in the middle. So they are definitely interesting. We got really excited looking through these new hives earlier. So I think that is it for this. We ready to go down to the board?
I'm ready, yeah.
All right. So we are going to take a minute. We're going to get this down the board and try to set up and see how much of the board in our hives we can get to you. All right, so I think we did our best with trying to show you the board so you could see everything. We have our faction mats down here, and we'll talk through a little bit of when we're moving things so you can see them. I have the new one, the gum. And so the gum really is getting me to pay resources for seed cards when I put stuff on my hive. I also have the new Artie. And the new Artie is when you place a strength 3 worker, pay 2 resources to take the action as if it were a strength 4 worker. So that's one of the ones that was changed that you're going to need to replace from the original.
And so we already talked about, I have the new, brand new faction tile. This is the Sidoni. And so they have the first 4 times you activate a new frame, or the first 4 times you place a new frame, activate one of its bonuses. And if I upgrade it, it's activate 2 of its build bonuses. And then the other thing I have is the hexagon hive. So we'll put this right here so you can see it. This is really cool. I don't know if you can see, but I have 3 spots that allow me to reserve a carved tile from the box. And then in the very center of my hexagon, I have a 1 time per game ability. When all the surrounding hexes are full, place 1 carve from my reserve here for free, or gain 2 honey and discard all the carves that I have in my reserve. So that's going to be
so really
very interesting. We'll see how that works. And if I'm understanding this correct, I should probably reference the rules to make sure that I am. That ability doesn't trigger immediately when I cover the center hex. But once I cover the center hex, I have the ability to trigger it once, assuming I have met the condition of fulfilling all of the hexes around it.
Probably shouldn't have buried the rule books, but hey, now
just double check, make sure that we're interpreting correctly.
Sure.
Let me see. So let me.
All right. While Jen's double checking that in the appendix, we randomly chose. I am going first. The Artie starts with 2 1Bs and 1 2B. And I definitely feel like I would like some resources and maybe get some farms going. So I think I'm just going to I would like some Yeah, because my abilities that I'm going to build off on let me pay resources. So I think I'm just going to use my single bee to go explore. And I am just going to move one over to get those 2 pollen. And we have a rail, I believe, coming out, which will get me a fiber, which is actually what I wanted. And then I'm going to add on there, let's see, I'm going to add a water on there so that I can take that. All right.
All right. So I have
I can't
reference.
keep both of these, can I? So I have to return this one for a queen's favor, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You go up there. Just to clear up, we were correct on how the hexagon works. It says when you've filled all 6 of these hexes, you may immediately either build any one hive from your private reserve into the center space for free or gain 2 honey. And then this is just a good note, is that the then discard applies regardless of which of the options you take. So whether I take honey or place a hive or place a carve, I would then have to discard the other carves that I have in my reserve.
Yes.
All right. So I will take my first turn, and I am also going to explore. So I will bump you. Boop. You're bumping. And let's see, I can move 2. I'm going to move here, 1, 2, and take 2 queen's favor. That right there. And then advance myself 2. And I will reveal Saxifra, which gives me the resource of my choice. In my case, I think I would like a fiber. And I'm also going to put some pollen out because we do not have another place on the board where you could get pollen right now.
Nice.
So there's that.
It's like we have like teamwork as we explore the galaxy. Oh,
Limited teamwork.
yes. All right. So now that I have what I need, I am going to go farm. And I want this, so that gives me a power of 2 from the 1 and the 1. I'm going to take this first farm. All right. I am placing this right next to my faction tile, which people cannot see, more than likely. Nope, but it's there. And that's going to cost me 2 fiber and a water and give me a little bit more space. And on income, I will get 2 pollen. And then are these, is white in-game points? Yep. And so that gives me, it looks like 1 point for placing it.
Yes, which technically we score those at the end.
At the end of the game?
Yes, I always do that incorrectly. And score them as we go, and then we're like, oh no, did you count that one? Oh, I think I forgot to.
That sounds very familiar. All right, so end of my turn. Move these over. All right, if you hadn't noticed, these farms are the new ones. I think that's the last of the new ones now, though. All right.
Okay, I am going to bump myself, which returns Carol's bee to her. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you.
So I still have a combined value of 3 there, but I'm only going to move 2. And, ooh, you know what? I need to reference the +1 strength to a worker. It has to be a worker who's in your active pool, doesn't it?
Says plus increase a worker strength by +1. It doesn't clarify.
No, it doesn't say where it has to be, so I can do it.
It doesn't say it on the back of the rule book. Let's put it that way.
Okay. I don't think it's in the expansion all on its, or in the appendix all on its own, because this is like the specific title. So cool. I won. Okay, so I will go there because I want to increase my 2 to a 3. So queenship is going to fly here. Going to take that. I'm going to make this 2 into a 3. Not a 4, a 3. Try to cheat a little bit less. And then my new planet is Rosale, which allows me to place water. So that's all I can hold right now.
Good call. Good call. Stop. So, sorry about that. My camera is not the most stable, unfortunately. So it keeps moving on me. We're just going with it. There, it's good. Perfect. Okay. So now I have 2 twos as workers, and I don't have many resources anymore. All right. So I'm going to, yep, I'm just gonna have to go for more resources. So I'm gonna put my 2 worker. You guys would probably love seeing us right now because this is hilarious because we are both short.
Yeah, we
Short
both have
arms
to
reaching.
stand up to reach anything on the
There's your
board.
3 worker back.
Oh, excellent. He's now a level 4 worker.
So jealous. All right. And now, so that is a 2 and a 1. So I can move 3. And I think I want fiber and water. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to go this water token to get one of those waters. And then we are going to put out your pizza. Oh, it's so nice that it's already giving me one of the fibers I wanted. Oh, and it has a level 4 worker thing on it. Ooh, 2 resources and 3
And
points.
3 victory points. That's quite nice.
That is quite nice. So that will get me fiber. And then what do I want to buy over here? I want, I'm just going to go with another, I'm going to put an extra fiber on you. It's the fiber planet. All right. I think I did everything there. Got my 2 fiber, my water, and good to go.
Okay, so I'm going to take my level 4 worker and I'm going to go to the grow spot. So the first thing I'm going to do is upgrade my faction tile. And this is really interesting. I feel like this particular faction encouraged me to upgrade extremely quickly because it doubles the power of my faction ability. And I don't know why I would never not do that.
Jealous, you're a turn ahead of me.
I know. And then I get to grow 4 times, but I'm only going to do 3. So I'm going to turn in any 2 resources and any 2 resources to take 2 new hives, thus activating the bonuses. So I'm going to put this one here, and that is 2 victory points, and I get to activate both of them. So that's going to push me up 4. And then
this is very interesting having different options on the frames.
It is, because there is now a frame, I don't know if it's going to show, that I could gain 2 level 1 workers, which would give me 2 more workers and save my pollen. So I think I'm going to do that and let 2 of my grows go to waste. I was going to waste one of them anyway. No, you know what? Actually, as nice as that sounds, I think I am better setting myself up. I am going to take this one, which gives me my pick of resources. And I'm going to place it right here. And those are the first 2 frames I have placed. So I'm going to take another pollen. And I am going to take, a fiber. And then I am going to spend the 2 pollen, yes, to activate both of my level 1 workers. And that uses all 4 of my grows and leaves me with 1 additional fiber.
That's a fun combo.
Yes.
I'm really liking that new one. All right. So I still have a level 2 worker left. And so if I move that down, I could do that. And I have resources I really want to do. I can't quite do yet. All right. I'm going to go back up to advanced. So I'm going to bump my own worker down. So I have 3. And with that 3, I'm going to grab the level 3 farm. And I'm going to put him right here. That costs me 1 fiber and 2 water. And then I am going to, so I did that, I placed, and now I put it on top of, which you can't see, I put on top of, I can pay a resource for a seed card, which I'm very much going to do. And I am going to, I'm going to pay a fiber to get a seed card. And this is going to be one of the new ones. Are these open information?
No, they're secret.
Okay.
You want me to cover my ears so you can share it with the audience?
All right. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to put this underneath so people can see it. Hopefully. You can zoom in if you would like. All right. Good. Interesting. All right. So I think that is my turn.
1 fiber and 1. These farms, the new farms, have all been quite expensive.
Yeah.
You are way ahead of me in terms of filling your hive.
Yes, I already have 2 frames, and
I have 2 frames, but I have no actual tiles to fill any of them. So on that note, I am going to bump on Explore once again. This guy comes back to me. I am going to make him a 2 and place him in my active pool. Get absolutely no income from all of the farms that I do not have. Now I have a total strength of 3 on Explore. And we're just going to come right here and get ourselves 2 water. And reveal a new planet. It is Jinshell. And I think that it produces fiber so that I can finally get a farm. Yay!
all right. I am going to take a retrieval turn, which will be nice since I have 2 farms. So I have 2 2 workers that are going to turn to 3s and a 1 that's going to turn to a 2.
And you get to gather income. What a novel concept.
Yes. And I have 2 farms, and since I retrieved 3, I can activate them both. One's going to get me 2 pollen, and one's going to get me 2 fiber. So I feel rather rich in basic resources.
Yeah, I mean, those were costly. They together cost you 6 resources, but they do have a very nice payout.
Yep, they definitely encourage me to take retrieval turns, which is nice. And now I have some resources and some level 3Bs, so I can start working with Artie now.
All right, I am going to go ahead and go here with my level 2B. So that gives me 3 total, which means I can go as far as the 2nd row. Not that it really matters because the 1st and 2nd row are virtually identical in terms of farms. But I will take this slightly more expensive one.
Hello, Selenia. Yes, no, you are not jumping into space.
Place it right here. And pay my resources.
All right.
Do we need to take a break so that Selenia can be on camera? I feel like she needs to be the star.
I know. You want to go? You want to say hi to everyone, or are you just going to ruin the board?
Cat break.
Yeah.
Not even on camera, goofer.
Oh,
there we go. Yeah, just
there. White tip tail.
White tip tail as she wrecks everything. Hi, sweetheart.
Yep, because that's what we do on Stonemeyer Game Stuff. We have cats. All right. So now that I have a level 3 worker, I am going to force our first hibernation here.
Oh, nice. And there I go.
And there goes the 4.
Can I lift you down or are you going to hiss at me?
Nope, you're going to pet me.
This is great audio for the video. It's just me making kissy noises to the kitty.
Oh, there she goes. She says hi. I'm going to say hi. Look up at the camera. Selenia Space Cat. Yep. She's helping out. I suppose we can take you.
You're
fine. I know.
How dare you?
All right, so I am going to activate Artie's ability, which is when I place a strength 3 worker, I can pay 2 resources to use it as if it were a strength 4. So I am going to pay a pollen and a fiber. So now I can use them as a 4, so I can upgrade my faction.
I don't think we ever.
And so now it's the exact same ability, except I only have to, oh, thank you. Now I only have to pay 1 resource to do that ability. And if I do, I also get a victory point. So definitely an advantage there. So that's what I'm doing first. And then I will pay 2 more resources to get a tile. And I'm taking the new one that has 3 resources that are random. And we're going to stick this right in the middle. I'll kind of put this a little bit more on cameras. I thought this was really cool with the gum. There's just this perfect spot in the middle for a frame. So I definitely did that. So I have my frame in. So I paid my 2 resources. I've upgraded my factions. Those used as a level 4. Then I do technically have 1 more pollen left here. So yeah, I think I'll spend that 1 pollen to get the 1 dude into my pool. All right. And you get to place a hibernation token.
I get to place a hibernation token, and I am going right for that honey. Because it feels like I am going to need to place a lot of carved tiles.
Yep. All right. And I think that is my turn.
All right. I have my level 1 boy. And I'm just really lacking in resources at the moment.
I just spent all mine.
I know, that's what I did too. I'm going to complain about it though. So I'm going to move this here. Move myself into that empty space. And with a combined strength of 2, yeah, let's get back a +1 worker. So these tokens that allow you to either adjust the strength of your existing workers or gain new workers on exploration are new with the expansion.
Yep.
I'm going to take this one, add a +1 worker to my board, delaying that retrieval turn as long as possible. Oh, and okay, Lamy does not get me a whole lot as far as goodies. And I'll take a fiber. Right there.
All right. So we took a pause. We can't tell. We tried to fix that camera up a little bit more so you could see more. It's the first time I've tried getting old Apiary on a screen and tried the 2-player thing. So I think we got the camera better now. Don't you think?
Yes.
All right. So I think we left off and it was my turn and I had completely depleted my resources. All right. Oh, what did you decide to put on that planet?
Oh, I put a fiber there and I forgot to mark it.
All right.
Here it is.
Because I'm probably going to need to go there myself.
It's very fiber heavy.
Because I have no resources. Do I want to use my 3P there? I don't think so. I think I'm going to move 2. Anyway. Yep. All right. So I'm going to use my 1B because I can. I'm going to bump Jen. I'm out of resources. So there's your 1B back to you.
Thank you.
Gives 2. Me 2. And I'm going to move up here to grab that pollen. And come on, give me something good. Give me something good. Zolia. Zolia, that's not helpful. What do I need? I want.
I'll be taking my queenship.
Or we're going to. Okay. I'm going to make it a. Make it a water. All right. And
Okay.
here's my turn.
And remind me, when we get bumped and they come back to our active pool, they retrieve income.
move.
Yeah.
No, they don't retrieve
They don't
income.
retrieve income. They just age.
Yep, they just age.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's see. I have a level 2 and a level 1B. Where do I want to go? Okay, I think I am going to bump on Explore as well with my level 2.
It brings us to
3.
short arms.
I'm so short. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go right there. Oh, that reduces by 1. Interesting. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to bump with my level 1 instead. And we're only going to go 2. I'm going to go right here and take a seed card.
And here's your now level 2 worker.
Thank you. And that gives me the planet Satan. Where? I mean, I need water, but I also feel like we just do not have all that much pollen on the board. Oh, well, water it is.
I get a lot of pollen and fiber from my income.
So this is just a me problem, is what you're saying.
Yep, that's a you problem.
I'm only harming myself. Good to know. Okay.
I got a way around that one, which I'm totally about to abuse. All right, so I have 2 workers out, and I am resource shy, and so really I'm gonna get the most resources by doing a retrieve turn, because I'm gonna get 2 pollen and 2 fiber if I do that. So I'm actually just gonna take my 2 bees off the board. So that makes my 1 a 2, and my 3 is going to become a 4. Nice, which is nice. And since I took 2 bees off, I can use my 2 farms to get 2 fiber and 2 pollen to hopefully set me up for awesomeness on the next turn.
Okay, I'm going to bump myself over here in the advanced area. Beautiful. And I'm going to take this. Those are a 2 and a 2, so they add up to 4. And the farm I'm taking costs 1 fiber and 1 water. And I'm going to place it on the spot where I get to reserve one card from the box.
So it's awesome.
Yes.
They're all over the place now, because I'm really good at that. There's some of them. And there's some more. Oh my gosh, there's so many card tiles.
I know. Especially because we're playing 2 players, so we have the smaller number out.
Yeah.
And we added the expansion ones, and we made sure all 3 expansion ones were out. 1 victory point.
All right, that's all of them. There's a ton of them. All right. So while you are figuring that out, I might I think I'm gonna send my 4 worker over to convert, because I'm gonna teach a dance. And so you said I get to look at all of these and put them around. All right, so these are some of the new dances. There are 3 new ones, and it's a dance of fiber, a dance of pollen, and a dance of water. And so I'm going to get to choose actually 2 of these to go from one resource to the other. And instead of getting Queen's Favor, I'll get a victory point if Jen does that. So I am going to, that looks, and there's some new ones of these in here. For instance, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, wow, this looks great. Because discovery tokens really aren't worth anything, right?
Well, there is a carve tile
that
gives you a point for your discovery tokens, and it's one of the ones I'm looking for.
All right, so what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do the dance of fiber. And so it'll cost a fiber and a discovery token to, oh, interesting. I'm going to go with to make honey. Right. So now, so that was because I had my level 4 worker. And so what I'm actually do, so I can do 4 different actions, many times as I want. And I'm actually going to do that because I want to get some honey. So I'm going to pay a fiber and one of my discovery tokens to get a honey. And then do I want any more honey? That one doesn't, no. Try to see if any of these car tiles are worth doing different things. All right. So I'm going to do that dance once, and then I am going to pay a fiber and a pollen to get a wax. And then I am going to, I think I'm just going to exchange. Actually, I think I might. I'm just gonna do those two. As I have my honey, I have my wax, and I am out of spaces to hold those, unfortunately. And I think I want some of these for the future. So yeah, we're just gonna do that. I have danced.
All right. Oh, and that is a nice way to get honey, especially because it costs discovery token. So this is interesting. I'll share a little bit. I narrowed down the carved tiles to 4 that I'm interested in. Obviously, I'll be able to reserve 3 of them and build 1 if I complete my goal. So cluster, which is 3 victory points per adjacent tile, is obviously a very nice companion to this. That's going to be 18 points when you drop it right into your center here. But I also did save 3 victory points per discovery tile because I do currently have 5 discovery tiles. But if I use them to get more honey, this is cheaper and potentially more than 18 points for me. Or I could use it to easily convert into honey. You know, honey being a little bit rarer of a resource. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting choice that I'm going to have to make down the line. But for right now, I think I am going to keep the 3 victory points per adjacent fact or per discover tile, because that gives me a little more flexibility. I don't necessarily have to drop it. I could just build it, and it is cheaper to build.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explore on that note and just make sure that I get at least 6 discovery tiles. And I'm going to come here and take another seed card. Add that discovery tile to my stack. Add my seed card to my hand. I haven't even looked at the seed cards that I'm holding on to. And then, okay, Zingy gives me.
Oh, nice. Zingy looks good.
Yes, I like Zingy. It has a level 4 ability, teach 1 dance and use it twice. It gives you automatically a pollen.
So I'm going to, I think, take advantage of Artie here. I'm going to go carve with my 3 worker. I'm going to pay this. Yeah, I'm going to pay this water to use Artie's ability to to use it as a 4. Can I do that as carve authority? Now that I'm thinking about it. What do you think?
Yeah, because you're using it as a 4.
Right? So it says when you place a strength 3 worker, but
Right.
you can't place it unless it's a 4.
But it is a 4.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what. All right.
For purposes of gameplay, I believe. I will double check it, but that is my understanding. Is that
Yeah, I think I have the here. It would probably be in this index here. All right. While you're looking that up, that we can always retroactivate it. All right. That would give me a point because of Artie's thing, and I would pay my honey to get one of the new ones, which is instruction, which is if you taught a dance, you get 7 points. So taking one that I know will give me 7 points. And then I'm actually going to place this over here. So I get a resource for the placement bonus, which
for all purposes.
all right.
Yeah.
So that sounds right.
Including taking any corresponding bonus associated with playing a strength 4 worker. But it says for all purposes. So that seems pretty inclusive.
Awesome. Thank you. No worries. Okay. So I place here, which means I get a resource. And thinking about, I'm going to take a water back that I just spent. And that is my turn.
And I am going to need to recruit. So I'm not recruit. I am going to need to retrieve the other R word.
Ooh, do you remember though what all of those guys were at?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a 2, a 2, a 1, and a 1.
I think one of those guys was a 3, wasn't they?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, that's right. It was 2 2s because I was looking at it and I had to put a 3 on there.
I wanted it to be a 3, but that's
Yeah.
a -1, not a +1.
Yeah.
So now it's a 2, a 2, a 3, and a 3.
Cool.
All right. And
You have farms.
I do. So I get 2 points on the Queen's Favor track, and I get 1 water.
All right. So now let's see. So I could go here. Which action is grow? That's grow. Okay. I think I'm going to retrieve. So this guy's going to become a 4. You are going to go away and hibernate. And for hibernating, what do I want? Actually, I don't want to do that though. I'm going to go here. So I would like some wax.
Understandable.
Yep. So it's handy. And then I got 2 bees back, so I can do my income of 2 pollen and 2 fiber. Yep. That is how I get my resources here.
I am going to recruit over here. And I can either do 2 points per different dance you use. Or whenever I grow, I gain, and that's from the side here, right?
Yes.
Or 2 victory points.
You can choose one of those, or you can choose one of those randomly. That was one of the
Interesting.
slight additions, changes with the
expansion.
Thank you. There's the word.
That's what I want. So that eats both of my pollen. And I will plant right here, which I get to reserve another from the box. And I'm going to go ahead of the 3 that I had previously set aside. And I'm going to reserve the 3 points per adjacent tile. That's my fallback.
All right. Now you've changed things. Okay. I am also going to go do this because now you've put the 3 there.
Yes, I have. So that third level, I think, for the first time is accessible.
Yep. Which was, oh, that's interesting. Oh, but there aren't many visible. Okay, so I kind of think I want that cheap one. I think I'm going to take this guy and put him here. He cost me my 1 water. And I can spend a resource to get a seed card. I'll spend one of these pollens to get a seed card because that's my bonus underneath. Okay. And yeah, there we go.
Okay. So I'm going to discard this to get a fiber. This is just a seed card that I am using for the resource. And I'm going to put it right here. Somebody's licking my toe. I should clarify for the recording that it is a cat.
Yep.
And I think I don't want to do that yet, and I don't want to do that yet. Interesting. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I am going to bump myself. And so she becomes a 4. And now with a combination of 4 strength there, I can pay 1 fiber and 1 water to get this farm.
That's a good looking one.
Yeah. Just a couple spots to store fiber and pollen and a resource of my choice as income.
Nice. Nice, nice.
Yes. And it, you know, builds up my little hexagon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That doesn't do me any good. I say. That doesn't matter. I have this 4B and I'm like, what do I want to do with this 4B? I think I see where I want to put them. All right. I'm going to go over here. Explore.
Okay.
Starts there, right? Yeah. All right. And then I'm going to, I really prefer water, but I thought that fiber planet will do it. So it's up to 4. I don't have to go exactly 4.
Nope, you can go up to 4. You can unuse or not use some of it.
Yeah. All right. So I am going to, so I get 2 fibers. And then I get
2 of your choice.
2 of my choice, which is going to be water.
And I have given you 3 victory points.
Awesome. Very, very useful little bee there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I did my thing.
Yeah, and I actually am going to bump you and just go in a big old circle and come back to the same spot.
It's a very nice spot
It
for
is.
a 4B.
That's my 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to get 2 fiber. And then I can store basically any of it. I will also get 2 water. Oh, you know.
All right. Okay. I'm going to what do I want to do with all these resources? Okay. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna bump myself off. I bump Jen down, so he's a 3 now. And I'm gonna keep him in my active pool because he's useful there. And so there are 4 powers of bees there, and I'm gonna spend 1 fiber and the 2 water I just got. Get this middle one since that gives me points on income, which sounds handy. And let's see. Sorry, just re-looking at all of these.
I think I cheated earlier too.
Oops, that's okay.
When I took the grow action, I spent more strength than I had available to me. Because I thought it was 4 grows. I forgot to account for
Oh,
two
there's
strength.
2 strength. That's okay. We just figured out the correction.
I'm sure people
I'm sure
watching this were already typing their comments.
Yep. Nope. Gotta watch the whole thing. We figured it out. That's okay. We're having fun. All right. Actually, we'll probably turn off the camera here in a little bit, finish the game, and come back and let you know who won. So I'll place this, and I'll probably let Jen take one more turn. They'll even us on turns, and then we'll let you know how it goes after. So I just have to place this if you want to take your turn.
Okay. So I am going to grow. Yep. I'm going to go to the grow, and I'm going to place my 3B here. And so this will be a good turn to end on because I am going to use my 2 strength from that B to exchange 2 basic resources for another comb. And it is going to be this one. So I'm underutilizing it a little bit because the only benefit this comb has on it is a honey. But I think a free honey is worth it. That is, again, using my Sidoni ability. The first 4 times I acquire a comb, this is number 3, activate 2 of its build bonuses.
Nice. Honey. All right. So we're going to stop recording there, and then we will come back and let you know how the game ends. So we're back up here at the table, but you notice I am missing Jen because we had started to re-record when we started going through our numbers for Apiary and looking at all our scoring, and then the audio didn't work. So I'm here with kind of that ending. I did squeak out that win against Jen and did quite well with the new Artie faction. I have some pictures I'll pop up in the editing process during the video. So my new Artie faction was when you place a strength 3 worker, pay 2 resources to take the action as if it were a strength 4 worker, compared to the old one that was whenever you place a worker, you may adjust its strength by plus or minus 1. So Artie worked really well for me, especially with my gum mat. And then, as a reminder, Jen had the one really new faction that was really cool because it really did a lot more with the frames. And the frames were a really neat aspect of the game. So she had the Sidoni. The first 4 times you acquire a frame, activate 1 of its build bonuses. So she had a really good time with that one, despite not coming in first. So we had a great time. This expansion, just to give you a sum up of some of our final thoughts we had said as we were scoring, it is definitely an expansion that's more stuff. And it is one that if you didn't like Apiary, it is not going to change your mind. However, if you do like Apiary, it feels like a easy buy because it enhances some of the little pieces, the frames, give you that variety, and there's a bunch more hive mats, which I know I was kind of craving from my first play of Apiary already. I was like, oh man, it'd be great to have more of these. And it gives you that. The new dances worked really well for us. So I thought that was another really kind of cool aspect of it. So yeah, definitely more stuff. You can tell this is not a big new expansion, but those were kind of what Jen and I talked about afterwards. That, yeah, it was something that that's good for Apiary because, let's face it, Apiary is a fairly big game. It didn't need a lot. And so this expansion kind of just gives you that little bit more if that's what you wanted. So I hope you enjoyed our 2-player playthrough. Sorry about the camera. I've already edited most of it, so I think the camera around minute 23 is when it fixed. So if you kind of fast forward to the end because the camera was annoying you, then that'd be about the time you'd want to go back. But learned a lot, and hopefully we can bring you more playthroughs that are with a more stable camera from now on. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Thanks. Bye.